Vinyasa flow. Just want to remind everybody to do what you can and work with the body that you woke up with today. Every day can be different. So, some days you might wake up and the back's hurting or the hips hurting, or maybe you slept weird and your neck hurts. So just take any modifications that you need. Take a break anytime you need to. Anything that's bothering you, anything that causes pain to you, I want you to just back off of it completely, okay? So be gentle with yourself and let's get started. So let's start in a child's pose. So come to your knees and bring them wide. We'll bring the big toes to touch and send the hips back. Okay. And then go ahead and just make a pillow with the arms. Bring your forehead down to the hand. And relax the shoulders down. We'll start with a couple of cleansing breaths. So take a deep breath in through the nose and open the mouth to exhale it out. And again, in through the nose and exhale, let it go. Now sealing the lips and just breathing in and out through the nose. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Breathing into the back side of the body, really filling up. Feel the rib cage expanding. Breathing out through the sides of the body. And exhale, letting go, releasing any tension in the low back and the shoulders. It's a good time to set an intention for your practice today. So whatever it is that brought you to your mat today, whatever it is that you are wanting to really focus on or wanting to receive, or wanting to let go of. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose. And open the mouth and send it out. Good. Inhale. Let's blink the eyes open and start to lift up. All right, let's walk the hands all the way over to your right. So maybe all the way off of the mat. Left hand on top of the right hand and just send the hips back, drop the head down. So a little side stretch here. If you want more, you can walk the hands over even more, but send that left hip back towards the heels. Good. Inhale, lift up. And walk the hands through center and all the way over to your left, maybe all the way off of the mat. Right hand on top of left hand, and send those hips back, especially the right hip. If you want more, walk the hands over a little bit more. Keep breathing. Really focusing on that breath. Keep breathing in and out through the nose throughout your practice today. Good. Inhale, walk the hands back to center and go ahead and lift up to a tabletop position. So bring the knees underneath the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. On your inhale, let's take the right hand high and then thread the needle. So just bring it underneath the left arm. Drop the right shoulder down, the right ear down. Maybe take the left hand forward, just coming into a twist here. So maybe tint the fingers and push away to roll open a little bit more. Or some of you can take a bind, taking that hand behind you and reaching towards that right hip crease, rotating that shoulder up towards the sky. Breathing nice and even here. Taking that left hand in front of the face and pushing yourself back up to a tabletop. We'll take the left hand high. And thread the needle right under the right arm. Bring the left hand or left shoulder down, left ear down. Take the right hand forward. Maybe tent the fingers to push away a little bit more. Roll open a little more, or take the bind. Good. Inhale, taking that right hand and bringing it right in front of the face. Push yourself back up to your tabletop position. Awesome. Okay. So going into some cat-cow stretches from here. On your inhale, let's lift the chin up, tailbone up, and drop the belly. And then exhale, pushing away, rounding the spine, chin to the chest. Hollow out the belly. Good. Inhale, chin up, tailbone up, drop the belly. And exhale, pushing away, rounding the spine. Inhaling up. Go ahead and move through a few of these on your own. You can just move with your breath, so at your own pace. Or pause anywhere that feels good, or add any movement that feels good to you. All right, coming back to tabletop. And we'll inhale, taking the right toes back, pressing into the heel. So just find a little stretch in the right calf. Maybe you can lift the left knee and the left shin off of the ground. Good. Go ahead and drop that knee back down. Lift up through the right heel. Keep the toes pointing down towards the mat. Keep the hips even. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. On your exhale, take the knee in towards the nose and round the spine. Good. Inhale, open it up. Lift the chin up. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, press it back. And exhale, pull the belly in, round the spine. Good. Inhale, press it back. Keep the toes flexed. Send the left arm forward, palm facing in towards midline. Pull the belly in. Breathe. Good. Now, if you can, bend that right knee and reach back with the left hand, grabbing the foot, kicking the foot into the hand, pulling the shoulder back a little bit, finding a stretch in that front quad, the right quad. Go ahead and release, bring that left hand down, bring the right knee forward, and let's go to the other side. Taking the left toes back, pressing into the ball of the foot, pressing the heel back, finding a stretch in the calf muscle there, and then pull the belly in, lift the right knee up off of the ground, the right shin off of the ground, lift the heel towards the glute. And then lower that right knee back down. Good. Lifting up through the heel, keeping the toes flexed, pointing down towards the mat, keeping these hips even, so don't let the hip roll open. Drop it back down. Good. On your exhale, let's take that left knee in towards the nose, really rounding the spine, pulling the belly in. And then inhale, press it back. Lift the chin up. Exhale, rounding to center. Nice and slow, controlled movement. Inhale, open up. Exhale, rounding. And inhale, open back up. Good. Let's take the right arm forward, palm facing in towards the midline, breathing nice and even. Good. And then if you did on the other side, do it on this side. Bend the left knee. You can leave it there or reach back with the right hand. Kicking the foot into the hand, bringing that shoulder back, and finding that quad stretch. Good. Release. Bring the right hand down. Bring the left knee forward. And find your foundation. So fingers wide. Tuck the toes. Gripping into the mat. Lift the hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. Good. So go ahead. Just keep the knees bent as much as you need to here. And just start to pedal out the feet. Pedal out the legs. Breathe nice and even through the nose. Good. Find some stillness whenever you're ready. So you're in upside down V. You're pressing through the palms of the hand and through the heels. You're grounding down, trying to separate and rip your mat in half by pressing forward through the hands and back through the feet. On your inhale, let's come high to the tippy toes. And then exhale, bend the knees a lot, look forward, and we're going to slowly walk up to the top of the mat. Take your time getting there. And when you get to the top, keep your feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees a lot, and then just let your stomach drape over the thighs, coming into a ragdoll position here. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows and swaying side to side. And let your head be heavy. Let the arms help with that weight. And one more breath here. And then release the hands. Keep your chin to the chest and slow, 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 rolling the spine up one vertebrae at a time. The chin will come up last. When we get to the top, we're going to inhale, shoulders up, and exhale, roll them back and down. 2 more times. Inhaling up, exhale, back and down, and 1 more time. Inhale, and exhale, back and down. Awesome. Let's come into mountain pose. Feet together, heels slightly apart. Unless you have problems with balance, then you can keep your feet hip distance apart. And then just like we grounded down through the fingers and the base of the knuckles, we're going to ground down through the base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, and the back corners of the heels as well. Okay, let the toes relax. The knees draw up, the inner thighs hug in. Pubic bone forward, belly button back. Relax the shoulders back and down. Arms by the sides, palms forward. Reach through the crown of the head and close the eyes. Take a deep breath in. And open the mouth and exhale it out. Blink the eyes open. And we'll go to Surya Namaskar A. So inhale. Let's take the arms up. Warming up the body from the inside out now. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need. Pulling belly button in towards the spine to protect the low back. Inhale, lifting halfway, chin up, flat back, reach through the crown of the head, and then hinge at the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees as much as you need to bring both palms down to the mat and step both feet back to plank position. Good. For our first one today, we're going to drop the knees down and lift the heels up towards the glutes. Pull the belly button in. Look down at the arms, make sure the insides of the elbows are pointing forward. And then keep the elbows by the sides. Keep the heart lifted. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Release the toes back. Ground down through the tops of the feet. Ground down through the hips. And inhale, lift up for baby cobra. Reach the heart forward. Shoulders back and down. Ground down through the hips one more time and lift the hands off of the mat. Good. Bring the hands down a little bit lower. Low ribs now. Recommit to grounding down through the hips and lift up for cobra. Reach the shoulders back and down. Reach the heart forward. So it's like you're dragging your heart forward through the shoulders. And then tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. So just a couple breaths here in downward facing dog. Try and keep the shoulders away from the ears, keep the shoulders wide. And on your next inhale, we'll come high to the tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, look forward, and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting up halfway, chin up, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way to the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by the sides, deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. So we'll go through sun salutation again, and this time we'll go to chaturanga for our vinyasa, but it's up to you. Anything that you want to do a little bit different within our vinyasa, go ahead and do that. You can stick to the one we just did and lower all the way to the ground, or you can just go down halfway, or you can always skip a vinyasa. Let's inhale, arms up. You can meet me in downward facing dog if you skip. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, chin up, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back. If you are in plank, you're going to rock forward to the tippy toes and then come down halfway. Keep the elbows by the sides. Flip the feet back and come to cobra or lift the knees up. Upward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And let the head be heavy. Make sure the neck is loose. Inhale, high to the tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, chin up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good, let's heel toe the feet wide, at mat distance. Turn the toes out at a 45-degree angle. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, bend the knees. Keep the knees directed towards the toes and bring the hips down, coming into a squat. If you need to support yourself, bring your hands down. If the heels are lifted, don't worry, that's fine. Okay, and maybe the tailbone can come down, the elbows can come in between the legs, pressing the knees open, and you can bring the hands to heart center. So take whatever option works for you today. Tailbone reaching down, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Heart reaching towards the thumbs. Good, go ahead and bring the hands down, lift the hips up, and heel toe the feet all the way back together here. Coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. So here, knees can be bent as much as you need. If the hamstrings are really tight, you keep that bend in the knees. If you want to work on straightening the legs, just make sure you're really hinging at the hips. Breathing nice and even. On your inhale, come up halfway. Chin up, flat back. Good. Exhale, forward fold, plant the palms, step the feet back. Come to plank position. Okay, shoulders are over wrists, fingers are wide, gaze is just above the mat. Pubic bone reaching towards the belly button. We'll take 2 breaths here. Find a long straight line from the crown of the head back through the heels. And then slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Keep the elbows by the sides. Slow, slow, slow. Good. Release the toes back. And then taking the hands or the arms down by the sides, palms facing down. Good. Ground down through the hips and inhale, lift up the heart. Lift the shoulders back. Maybe lift the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Maybe lifting the legs, the feet, spread the toes. Inner thighs hugging in. Good. And then take the hands right underneath the shoulders. Take the feet down and inhale for Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Reach the heart forward. Good. And then exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Sending the hips back and breathing nice and even. On your inhale, let's take the right leg high. Good. All right, so we're going to bend the right knee and take it up towards the sky, opening the hips to the right, but try and keep the shoulders squared forward. Good. Go ahead and send that right foot back again. Come high to the left tippy toes, bend the right knee, bring it in towards the nose, rocking forward, lift the knee up, look forward, and step that right foot all the way through. Drop the left knee down, release the toes. Good. So we're going to come into lizard from here. So take the right hand to the inside of the right foot and heel toe the right foot towards the edge of the mat. You can turn the toes out to a 45-degree angle. And you can stay right here, or maybe slide that back leg back a little bit more. You can roll to the outer edge of the right foot. Maybe you can take the forearms down. Wherever you're at, maybe you come down even lower. But just do what feels like a really good stretch for you. Breathe nice and even. Any pain, then I want you to back out of it. Do the previous step to whatever you just did, okay? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Observe the thoughts in the mind. Observe the sensations of the body. Notice where you're gripping. If you're gripping your teeth, let them go. One more breath here. Good. I'm not reacting, right? Hands underneath the shoulders. Good. And then when you're ready, just sliding that right foot all the way back to a tabletop. How'd you do with that? Go ahead and sway side to side a little bit. So it really just depends on how open the hips are. And in time, it gets easier. But boy, do I remember freaking out the first time I did lizard pose. I was not having it. All right, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. And breathe a good couple of breaths here. Good. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Awesome. Bend the knee, opening the hips to the left, taking the knee up towards the sky. See if you can square off the shoulders a little bit more. Good. Take that left leg back again. Come high to the right tippy toes. Bend the left knee, bring it in towards the nose. Lifting up, look forward, step that left foot all the way through. Use your hand to bring it up if you need to here. Good. And now take the left hand inside the left foot. We're going to heel toe the left foot over, drop that right knee down, release the toes. Coming to lizard pose here. So maybe rolling to the outer edge of that left foot. Maybe sliding that right knee back. You can stay right here. Keep lifting up. Or taking the forearms down. Maybe some of you can take the forehead down. Breathing into where you're feeling that stretch. Observing any differences between left side and right side. One more breath here. Good. Bring your hands under the shoulders, bringing yourself back up, and then sliding that left foot back, coming back to tabletop. Maybe swaying a little bit side to side. Good. Come back to your tabletop and push away from the mat, coming into a cat pose, chin to chest, hollow out the belly. Holding here, feel the shoulder blades separate, lifting up through the center of the shoulder blades. On your exhale, drop the belly, come to cow, chin up, tailbone up. Good. Go ahead and come back to tabletop, tuck the toes, and make your way to downward facing dog. On your inhale, taking the right leg high. And come to the left tippy toes, bend the right knee. We're going to step it all the way through. Okay, use your hand to bring it forward if you need to. Stay on the ball of that back foot. You can heel toe the right foot over a little bit for balance if you need to. And then just drag the fingers back. Lift the heart up. Good. And then sweep the arms all the way up. So just nice and slow. Keep that bend into both knees, tailbone reaching down, crescent lunge. So we're grounding down through the hips, but we're still lifting up so that we're not dumping down. If that makes any sense, that opposite thing happening in the body here. Ooh. Maybe you can start to straighten the back leg. Good. Sink down. Make sure the front ankle is underneath that front knee. And now we're going to open to warrior two. So drop the back heel. Pivot so the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Widen your stance if you need to. Still making sure the front ankle is underneath the front knee. The knee pointing towards the second toe. Virabhadrasana 2. Relax the shoulders down. Inhale the palm up to the sky and reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Good. Hands to the waist. We're going to straighten that front leg and turn the toes towards me. So I don't know if I have you turned around, but maybe you can turn around to face me. Pitch and toe the feet slightly. Keep your hands at the waist. If you need to bend the knees at any point, if your low back's hurting, go ahead and bend the knees. Okay. Prasarita Padottanasana, hinging at the hips. Pull the belly button in, reach the heart forward. And then taking the hands down to the mat. Just find some length here. Reach through the crown of the head. Widen your legs more if that feels good to you. And then go ahead and forward fold, hinge at the hips. Oops. Good. So anything you want to do here with the hands, if you want to walk them back in between the legs, behind you, take the forearms down, or maybe even like we did with ragdoll, you can grab opposite elbows. Good. Take the hands underneath the shoulders now, lift up halfway. And now taking the feet, the toes pointing out a little bit here. We're going to walk the hands over towards the right, bending into that right knee, and maybe taking the hips down and lifting that left foot. So here you can stay right here, lifting the heart up. It's okay if that foot is not on the ground. Maybe some of you can take the hands to heart center. Good. Lift up the hips. Come walk the hands back to center. And then walk the hands over to your left, bending into the left knee and lifting those right toes. Okay. Lifting the heart up. Breathing nice and even, maybe taking hands to heart center. Or you can keep them down to the mat. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Inhale, lift up and walk the hands back to center again. Good. Coming up halfway now. So hands to the waist. Reach the heart forward. Bend the knees if you need to. And lift up. Beautiful. Turn towards the top of the mat. And just step forward and shake that out. Come to mountain pose. Hands by the sides. Reach tall through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in. And take the arms up. And open the mouth. Exhale it out. Hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Okay. Inhale, halfway lift, chin up, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. Go through a vinyasa or meet me in downward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Let's inhale, take the left leg high. And come high to the right tippy toes. Bend the left knee, bring it in towards the nose. Push away from the mat. Step the left foot forward. Use your hand to bring it forward if you need to here. And maybe heel toe it out to the edge just a little bit more. Reach the heart forward. And drag the fingers back. Start to slowly lift up. Stay on the ball of that back foot. Sweep the arms up. Okay. Tailbone reaching down, shoulders over hips. Maybe start to straighten the back leg. So we're grounding down and lifting up at the same time here. Good. Now drop the back heel and open to warrior two. Back foot parallel. Grounding down through the outer edge of that back foot. Front knee over the ankle, pointed towards the second toe. Relax the shoulders down. Sink down a little bit lower. Virabhadrasana 2. And then inhale the palm up to the sky. And reverse your warrior. Back hand touches the back leg. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. Hands to the waist, straightening the front leg and turning your toes so that the feet are parallel. I'm going to turn around so I'm not bending over in front of you. So we're going to go to Prasarita Padottanasana again. And if you have an upside down practice, if you'd like to go to a headstand, tripod headstand, you can go ahead. Otherwise, just stay with the forward fold here. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Hinge at the hips. Reach the heart forward. Bend the knees anytime you need to. Take the hands down to the mat. Good. And then bending at the elbows like chaturanga arms to bring the forehead down, or the crown of the head down towards the mat. If you are going to tripod headstand, you're going to take the hands back even further, like towards the heels of the feet, but keep that shoulder distance stance with the hands. And then come to the tippy toes. And slow, lifting up. Keeping the elbows like chaturanga arms. Shoulders away from the ears. And then coming out of it just the same way you came into it. Or not. Lifting up halfway when you're ready. Hands to the waist. Keep the heart reaching forward. Bend the knees if you need to, and slowly lifting up. Oh, that felt so good. All right, turning to the top of the mat. step the back foot forward and shake that out. All right, mountain pose, feet together, heels slightly apart, stand tall through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, chin up, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms. Step the feet back for plank. Good. And then go ahead and drop the knees down. Take the knees hip distance apart. Release the toes. We're going to walk the hands back towards the knees and drop the hips down. Okay, so here, if you need some support, maybe you can place a pillow underneath you or a block if you have it. The knees stay hip distance or maybe wider. Just coming into hero pose. Maybe taking the ankles or the heels to the outsides of the hips. You can sink down a little bit lower. And maybe walk the hands back. So one step at a time, you guys. Anything that feels good to you, anything that doesn't feel good, just return to the previous step. If you want more, maybe you hold the feet and bring the elbows, forearms down. Keeping your chin slightly tucked, but keep the neck nice and long. Or maybe some of you just want to let it go. It's up to you. If you want to go further, go ahead and lay down. If that's too much, come back to the forearms. Big stretch here. Notice if you're gripping your teeth and let them go. When you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back up and walking the hands forward. Go ahead and walk the knees forward, sweep the feet around, and we'll slowly lower down to the mat. How are we doing, guys? Okay, so remember to be gentle with yourself. Anything that wasn't working for you today, remember just to keep practicing. Maybe take the arms overhead here, sway the knees side to side. Stop in the middle, take the feet wider. And again, just windshield wiper the knees. One side and then the other. Good. Coming to center, keeping the feet wide. Take the arms out into a T and then drop both knees over to the right. Look towards the left hand. Just coming into this easy twist here. You can stay here or take the right ankle to the left thigh. Close the eyes. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw. Relax the mind. Good. On your inhale, come back to center and take the feet wide, dropping both knees over to the left. Maybe looking towards the right hand. Close the eyes. If you want to take the left ankle to the right thigh, go ahead. And again, just breathing in and out through the nose. Relax the shoulders down to the mat. Relax the jaw. Relax the mind. coming back to center. And this time taking the knees in towards the chest, rocking side to side, and then making circles with the knees. Just massage that low back into the mat. Good. Slow it down, go in the opposite direction. Good. Stopping in the middle and squeezing the knees in, maybe lifting the chin up, maybe wrapping the arms around the shins, squeezing into a tight ball, and then slowly we'll let go, bringing one foot forward and then the other, letting the feet fall open. Arms by the sides, palms face up, tucking the shoulder blades underneath the back to open up through the collarbone. Close the eyes. Shavasana. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Letting go of judgments, expectations, letting go of resentments, letting go of could-haves, would-haves, and should-haves. Making space for self-love, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, which in turn helps us to better love, accept, and forgive all those around us. Scanning the body one more time, noticing anywhere that you might still be holding on to tension. Just sending your breath to those places, breathing into the stress, breathing into the tension, and exhaling it out as much as you can, allowing it to soften. We'll stay here for a few more breaths in silence now. Okay, slowly coming back, wiggling your fingers and your toes and stretching your arms overhead. Give yourself a big stretch and bring your knees in towards your chest and roll over to your side, coming into a fetal position, taking a moment here to thank yourself for doing yourself a good favor today, for showing up for you on the mat, thinking about what you have to be grateful for today. And slowly pushing away from the floor, bringing yourself back up to a seated position. Take your time. You can keep the eyes closed. Ground down through the sitting bones. Sit tall through the crown of the head with hands on the knees. We'll take one more breath together. So deep breath in through the nose. Holding it at the top. And then opening the mouth to slowly let it go. Bring your hands to heart center and bow your head, connecting your head to your heart. And lift your head back up. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.